Hey XRP troops, you're not feeling confident enough right now? We're going to talk about all the great things that are happening that will make the XRP ledger and XRP go through the roof. Let us start with the Krypton Rata, or whatever his name is. Say it out loud and tell me what it is. Krypton Rata posted this, so let's get started. The XRP 7-year triangle was broken to the upside. That's great that institutional players are still optimistic. Cool. Arkex is one of our members. What does Grodfather do? Horrible dad. Okay. That's fine. This is the man who helped start Arkex. This is the person who said that 30 to 50 trillion will be added to the XRP system in the next 2 years. That's interesting. SEC has been changed. That's a big step towards a better future for everyone. The SEC case against PO against Ripple has been dropped thanks to Bitcoin. Rules are on the way. Yes, they are crypto positive in general in the US government. It will still take a little while. That is a huge change for the better. That would be great to see. Every organization wants to turn everything into a token. Really? That's 100% that's exactly right. The $1.4 quadrillion tokenization is coming, and it's coming fast. Okay, I don't know what I checked out. I like some YouTube videos about home runs in baseball, but I'm not sure what I was trying to say. I'm sorry. We'll break soon. I love hearing that you have 20 XRP ETFs. The US Commodity Futures Trading Commission regulated XRP futures goods for the first time ever. Hold on, very quickly, I have a question for you now. Bitcoin is like digital gold. It's a good way to keep value. This is what I always hear when people talk about Bitcoin. That is what they are selling Bitcoin as, all right? As more people learn about crypto and rails, they will see how fast and cheap it is to make payments. Do you think that the same people who want to buy digital gold will also want to own something that will be used in the world's banking system? I can own digital gold or the future of payments, right? Digital gold, the future of payments, the future of payments. Okay, Brad Garlinghouse. That's something that people at almost every US meeting would love to see. Brad, if you ever see the show, just how big does the channel have to get for you to show up, man? We're really doing great. There are so many great people who look at the news. Please come on the show. There is RLUSD, XRP, XRP, LAMM, and a 15% APY that never ends. That tastes good. Where are you getting 15% APY, man? In the right hands, this is a good hedge. Remember, don't just jump into AMMs without first learning more about them. Stablecoin. There's a bill coming in. I would love to see that, man. QE. And if everything goes well, rates will be lowered next session. The Fed only met yesterday and rates were not dropped. Different people might say that they are being smart or silly by not doing anything until they have more knowledge. Okay, I'm somewhere in the middle. Rates should go down, please. I wish QT would go away. Amount of tightness. Also, I'd like to see the money machine turned on again. We're already going to have high inflation because tariffs cause high inflation. Okay, let's print more money, shall we? In fact, the system is already in the process of collapsing. We have $37 trillion saved up for the next 10 years. It's likely that you could add another 20 trillion to that. Soon, it's likely that all of our tax money will be going to interest. We won't be able to pay anyone. Okay, people are scared of this. That's why they're building up a crypto horde. Okay, in 5 or 10 years, they hope that crypto will be able to help save the US government because, let's face it, both sides have hopes and dreams and will do anything to make them come true. Okay, we have 4 years on one side, we have 4 years on the other side now. They both put all of their crap through. That's right, we eat it. The money quantity is growing. That's good news. That means that the business is making more money. It's good news. Most of the time, Bitcoin just goes off and does its thing when this happens. A lot of people have been talking about a $200,000 Bitcoin, which would obviously cause a huge drop in the price of Bitcoin. Ethereum would lose its mind. Then the alts should have their time in the shade, the sun and the shade. The Ukraine war might end soon. What a waste of lives. The war would probably end if Russia stopped bombing schools, homes, and infrastructure that keeps people warm. Just go back to Russia and leave Ukraine alone. That's my opinion. XRP EVM sidechain plus Axelar integration. Love to hear that, man. You want everything to work with each other. This is what we're talking about. Smart contracts for XRP over the next 5 years. XLS 101 and XLS 100. In the future, smart contracts could be very important on the XRP system. A pretty stable price at 5x, which starts at 50 cents. XRP is expected to be added to the US's crypto stash. Since the FBI took about $300 worth of XRP, the US government now has it. When it comes to getting more XRP, Ripple is the only one who can make that happen. DXY falls. I'm lucky that I have CHF. I have no idea what they are. Then Brent crude prices went down. Yes, indeed, moving forward and up. This is the amount of money in M2.A. A lot of useful details are in there. Panos also put this out there. Ripple's founders didn't make XRP for banks, and they didn't like organizations or middlemen in general. That's interesting. This is the story. A lot of people, both inside and outside of the XRP community, still think that the cryptocurrency was made for banks and international payments. People often think that way, and Bitcoin Maxis is trying to spread that story. Why do you care? Min, I don't get why you care so much. To break up banks and monopolies, which is the opposite of what XRP was made to do. It was made to be a better Bitcoin that would make peer-to-peer transfers faster and give it more features, like the DEX. I don't really agree with this, right? If you pay attention to someone like Dilip Rao, right? He was talking about how XRP isn't really meant to be bought and sold, right? It's not for individuals, but for organizations in particular. So I get that some people on the Ripple team might have thought, hey, let's change the whole banking system, but you should know that method costs a lot of money. To really do that, you will need an act of God, an act of Congress, or an act of the president. Okay. I also don't think the banks would take it easy. What would that mean for our economy? Okay, in other words, not everyone will want to or care about using crypto. I don't know, man. There are some things he says that I don't agree with, but let's not get into that. XRP was made for DeFi, native DEX, issued assets, non-fungible tokens, token asset controls, advanced payments, and an automatic market maker. They worked together to make the XRP system. Okay. What do you think? In case you want to read it, I'll put the tweet below. Okay, let's play this. People really dislike XRP. Since the case is over, utility starts to run, we're leaving. A very long time ago, XRP did become the second most popular coin. Then its value only had to double once more before it passed Bitcoin. Lots of the negative opinions about XRP come from people who believe in Bitcoin as the only currency. They worked hard to make sure that everyone disliked XRP so that its value wouldn't keep going up. I saw it, I was there, and I remember everything. But think about how XRP has flipped Ethereum, I guess, 2 or 3 times in the past, making it the number 2 coin. A lot of XRP ETFs are coming. The case was dropped. Mark went public, and a lot of other things have happened. This has made people think that XRP is going to not only pass Ethereum, but also get very close to Bitcoin in terms of market cap. They already told us that they are not going to go public when the market is down because people don't like Brad Garley. The stock market just lost $6 trillion if you look at it. 10%, the launch is not going to happen. It was a risky market for their IPO. They must be waiting for a good wave, right? They will not do that until the stock market has grown strongly for a few years. Another group in the cryptocurrency market isn't even thinking about 2025. They plan to be there in 2026. The person being talked about doesn't understand. Everything is fine. Some of the things they said were pretty good. Have a lot of faith in the ETF. I believe that 11 different forms have been sent to the SEC to start ETFs. These come from Bitwise to Franklin Templeton and many others. I believe they will go live in the second half of this year. There have been live events outside of the US. And at the same time that a lot of money is leaving some crypto ETFs, money is coming into XRP. I believe that's because I have a lot of faith in the ETF. Think about the trust of men about the ETF. Here you go, Ripple X Marcus Infanger talks about the DeFi roadmap.